She is an actor who you may have seen on Kung Fu and Diggstown over this past little while. We're very happy to have her on the program tonight. Please welcome to the program, Dorren Lee.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. Of course, you play Yuan on Kung Fu, which
Yeah.
she made her first appearance in season 2, and she actually got to come back for an episode this season as well. I gotta say, Yuan is very much like an ends justify the means type person.
Absolutely, yeah. It was so fun to play her, like playing the rival and kind of the anti-hero. I feel like I just get to do so much stuff I normally wouldn't get to do in my real life.
Yeah.
So I really get to create this like whole new character and explore different sides of myself, just really have fun, you know? And yeah, definitely the ends justify the means. And in season 3, we get to see, if she ends up helping Nikki and Henry or if she's going to continue being a nuisance for them.
Yeah, because that's the thing I noticed. Like in season 2, of course, she's all about, just the Weza Wenza is trying to get all the artifacts and keep them away from people that might use them incorrectly. And if she has to kill a few people to make sure that doesn't happen, that's what it
Oh,
is.
well,
But this season, it very seems like she's like, okay, Henry, let's make a deal here. I know you're the compass. I'll give you what you want, but you got to help me out when I need it. Which is like, it's nice to see she's growing.
yeah, I guess she's learning to compromise and work with other people. And I think she's also realized, she did dedicate her life to protecting these artifacts and in turn protecting the world because she knows how powerful these artifacts are. So for her, she understands if she doesn't go to the extremes to do what she set out to do, the world just might end.
Yeah.
And I think she's realized, what, Nikki might actually help her in her mission as well.
There's a lot of, it seems like a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
on your character, right? It's like there's a lot, the world's kind of rested on her shoulders, as it were.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think she's interesting because she's so easy to dislike because she is the rival to the main character. But I think as the show goes on, you start to realize that she does have good reasons for why she does what she does.
Yeah, exactly. She's not a villain. She's an antagonist. So
Yeah. She comes off like the villain, which makes it kind of fun when you start to unravel her for the audience. And then I hope that the audience grow to love her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's like you were mentioning earlier, like you're playing a little bit different than who you are in real life. Like it must be fun to play that kind of, like rough and tumble badass, like there's mystery around it, like you may not always get, like you seem like a very nice person, of course, and that's, but at the same time, there's a little bit of edge there. I feel it. I feel like you are dangerous. So I'm going to be very careful about how I say all these things.
Okay. I'll come find you.
This is what I'm always afraid of. This is
James is just afraid of danger. He's afraid that all of our guests are going to track us down eventually and beat the crap out of us. That's
why I like
hard tonight for that to happen.
Oh, thank you. That's why I try to keep myself in this locked room. I don't like to let anybody in. You never know when they're coming, right? So no.
If there's any indicators.
Yeah. Other than the Star Wars obsession,
you will never find him. Never find him. Now me, I try to put as many
somewhere.
I try to put as many indicators as I can because I like to have guests over. So that's
lovely.
No, so but seriously though, like it must be fun to be able to play that kind of those kinds of characters where you are getting to try some different things, like from who you are as a person, like and play those up and let loose a little bit on the darker side.
Absolutely. And that's what makes acting so fun. That is one of the reasons why I got into this industry. I just love like hearing different stories and imagining myself in them. So be able to play inside like a TV show that has fantastical elements. It's been a dream come true.
Yeah, and I know that those fantastic elements, it's always fun to act with that stuff. And I know that when you were shooting episode 10 of season 2, you felt like a witch in your scene.
Oh yeah. Yes, I self-named myself the Kung Fu Witch. We were shooting in Vancouver. I think we drove for a few hours into this beautiful forest, and they had like a fog machine, and it was misty, super cold. It was like -1, -3 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
No idea in Fahrenheit either.
But below freezing, basically. And it was so cold, and we shot into the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And they had all these stones set up, and I thought they were real, and I went to touch them, and they were like super light, and they were about to fall over. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, that's not real. I was like, whoa, it looks so real. They set it up in this kind of ritual manner, and I learned Gaelic for the spells. So yeah, I definitely felt like a witch, and then did some kung fu afterwards. So yeah, Kung Fu Witch.
There you go.
Nice.
It's a good night, nice night of witchery, Gaelic references, kung fu. Like, that's a great evening. Definitely. That's how I
Yeah.
like to spend my evenings at whatever time in the morning in sub-zero weather. It's great.
For sure. I like how too that like the set dressing was so good that you actually thought that it was real stones, and like it's just a testament to the people who work behind the scenes. Like you as an actor, like we get to see you all the time, but there are so many craftspeople that work behind you that really help you guys do the work that you do every day.
Absolutely. They were amazing. They were like, the pyro team was lighting the stones, and then deflaming it in between takes, and then having to light it again. And you just don't see any of that. And they work so hard, and they're amazing, and they make it real for everybody.
And that's, what? It's good to hear that from an actor like yourself. Because, sometimes we talk to actors and they're very mechanical. Like, yeah, I go there, I go to set, I do this. Where you appear to really enjoy the wonder of the profession still. And I know that when you were on Star Trek Discovery and you got to work with Oded Fehr, you were unable to speak in his presence because he was in The Mummy.
Oh my God. I loved The Mummy growing up, and I loved his character almost more than Brendan Fraser. I just love, he was like on the horse in the desert being like, you can't go in there.
Yeah.
Just loved him. And when I found out I was working with him, I was starstruck. He carries himself so well. He's like 6'2", just this eloquent being. I could not speak in his presence, but it was so fun to work on Star Trek. I feel so lucky to be able to work on that show.
Yeah, you got Star Trek, you got Kung Fu, like you're kind of like checking off a list of like the big franchises that have ever existed on television, and you're getting a chance to play in those sandboxes.
Yeah, it's been a really wonderful year. And even with Star Trek, they approached me to sign some baseball cards. That was like the coolest moment of my life.
Oh my God! So you have a trading card then? Is that what you
I
said?
have a trading card.
That's pretty cool.
On eBay, I'm like, my mind is blown.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's not all just genre fun. Of course, you also get to do some pretty cool dramatic work as well. And I know that, of course, the 4th and final season of Diggstown just wrapped up a few weeks ago, and you got to be in the 4th season. Really interesting part, being part of this kind of like big, mogul family, and you're the lawyer of the group, but you also have a connection with one of the lawyers that's trying to shut your family down. You had a real Romeo and Juliet story going on in season 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So last season of the show, it's the last season focuses on my family, and the lawyers are investigating my family to find out what happened with the migrant worker. So the show highlights, the issues in the Canadian legal system when it comes to migrant workers. So that's really important. And my character, Andrea Garth, understands the privilege she gets from having a last name like Clawford, which is the Mogul family. So she doesn't use that last name anymore because she wants to find her own identity. And she ends up, getting in the mix with one of the main lawyers. And they're working on a spinoff for the Clawford family. So that's in the works. And I think that's why it was introduced into the last season of Diggstown.
Wow. Nice.
Really? They're doing a spinoff of the Clawford family?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's news to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. it's cool because the family, there's the patriarch of the family, he's deaf.
Yeah.
So I got to work with this amazing deaf actor from LA named John Mosery, and we got to learn ASL on set. And the storyline is that the Clawfords, they have 3 adopted kids. So I'm Asian, my sister on the show is Black, and I have a brother who's Latino, and then there is the birth son. And so you get to see this dynamic of kids who grew up with different races, and it's like, does it even matter? Race isn't really discussed in the season, which I really love, because then you can just see the person for who they are.
Yeah.
That's what I especially loved about this show.
And I thought it was actually really cool because you bring up the fact that the patriarch is definite, and you guys were doing those big family arguments all with American Sign Language as well. And it was really interesting and compelling to see, that kind of added thing of like a family with a deaf patriarch, the extra amount of like what, because it's like when you guys are doing that sign language and you're angry, suddenly it takes on an even more forcefulness because you're moving your hands the entire time as well. And it really, some really exciting scenes there, especially near the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I feel so lucky that I got to experience that, because I don't think it was something I would have necessarily gone out of my way to go and learn. But once I had the opportunity to, I started to have this new appreciation for just a whole different way of interacting and communicating. You don't get to use words. It's a lot of non-verbal, you almost have to pick it up. It's like subconscious things you're picking up in your brain, whether it's like a slight movement of their head or their eyes. And I feel like it's just made me, it's broadened my horizons in terms of like how amazing humans are, that we can communicate with each other without words.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And like, as an actor, like this is one of the great things I gotta imagine being an actor, is that you get these opportunities, like kind of meet these people and learn these things, and like as you said, like learn a little bit of ASL and kind of start to understand and have your mind opened up to what that what that's like, and how people communicate in different ways.
Yeah. And that, I feel like that's why a lot of actors are in this business. They want to be able to explore all of those things and really peel back all the layers of what it means to be a human. At least for myself, that's why I'm interested in it.
I like I like the idea of human explorers, like literally exploring humans.
Yeah, we're almost like archaeologists, anthropologists in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Yeah. Well, and again, like your exploration and your craft is pretty awesome, but also within the entertainment industry, you're also branching out as well. Didn't you? You directed a short film last year that's in post production right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. I wrote my first short film, and I went out and directed it, and I produced it, and I was also acting in it. So I was wearing a lot of hats for that one. It's in post production right now, and I'm learning a lot about editing and watching playback, especially my own playback. I didn't have a director behind the camera when I was in front of the camera. The sound design, coloring. I'm learning so much about filmmaking, and I'm so happy I went out and did it. I was really scared, never done anything like that. And I'm writing more scripts, and that was just kind of like a taste for me to understand what it's like to be behind the camera and to tell us, like piece together a story. I feel like actors, we work so much about being in the moment. I love that as well. And this helped me get more like a bird's eye view of storytelling and filmmaking, and understanding the best way to convey story to people.
Are there plans for any possible like film festival applications?
Yeah. When it's done, I'd love to submit it to film festivals and see what kind of exposure I can get from that. And if not, I'm happy to just put it out on Vimeo and YouTube as well.
There you go.
Awesome. Getting to play in those different putting on those different hats and playing those different sandboxes, writing, directing, producing, doing all that stuff behind the scenes, as it were. Is that something that you think you'll try to continue to explore as you continue forward? Like, did you actually, I guess the best way to put it is, did you enjoy it as much as you enjoy acting?
I did.
Yeah.
I was also a lot more stressed out, and I still am being in post. I don't know how directors do it. They're amazing. They probably also planned it a lot better than I did, and probably have a lot more money than I did when I did my short film. But definitely, it's something I want to do as well moving forward. There's a lot of stories I want to tell that I feel like I don't really get to tell, or that I don't really see, and it's definitely something I want to do moving forward.
That's awesome.
All righty. Well, before we go, just want to say that I commend you, because I know that if you could eat chips all day, you would, and I agree with that sentiment. If I could do that all day, I would also eat chips, but unfortunately, our bodies are not built that way.
You know what the combo is? Chips and then ice cream, because you get like the savory, and you get so like you're just like so full of salt and flavor, and then the ice cream, just kind of like soothes it all out.
There you
Nice.
go. It just
There's the
calms
tip
the
for you.
system. Definitely. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, I'm a chips and chocolate guy, but I can see how the ice cream. Yeah, I do like just the milk chocolate. I like that sweet and savory thing like you're talking about. But I can see how like having the chips and then the ice cream. That's because the ice cream's just nice and smooth.
Yeah, it soothes the stomach, and if
Yeah.
you're not lactose intolerant,
Yeah. As long as you're not
yeah.
lactose intolerant. No,
yeah,
definitely.
you'll be okay.
Oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
Dorren, it's been great talking with you tonight. Really enjoyed your work in both Diggstown and Kung Fu, and I look forward to whatever you're coming down the line. I know that you can't say which, but there's another show you previously appeared on that you'll be appearing on next year.
Yeah.
All right, so check out our IMDb, people, and start guessing. Start guessing which it is. Oh man!
Awesome.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great night, Dorren.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, guys.